Hey everyone, Donald Lowry here, and what I want to do now is I want to show you how you can put a floating capture page on virtually any website. Okay, if you own the website and have access to the HTML code, you'll be able to take the HTML snippet and put that into your code, and then it'll be embedded in the website. But now let's say you have a replicated company web page. Okay, I'm going to use Plexus for this example because I'm with Plexus right now. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to websites. We're going to embed. Now, here's where you can decide what kind of opt-in form you want. You can have this on any page within this system or within the library. But let's say you wanted to do an outside replicated web page that doesn't have a contact manager on it. So I want to create an opt-in form for use on a website that is not part of this system. All right, I want to do a floating capture form, so I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to create a new one, and then we're going to, you can create one that you design. You can design however you want it, or you're going to edit a copy of the one that is in the system. For the sake of time and simplicity, I'm just going to use that one. And we're going to name this one Plexus. And so now you can decide what fields that you want people to have to fill out. For instance, name, and is it mandatory? And then email, is it mandatory? Now this one already has phone checked. We're going to uncheck phone, so that it doesn't appear on the website. If you wanted to capture your prospect's phone number so you could maybe call them or something, then you could put that on there and make it mandatory. You can do, city, state, any of this information, whatever you want to capture. But for the ease of simplicity, we're just going to leave it to the basics. Then we're going to send them to, I'm going to choose this because this one is set up for Plexus. It's a campaign for Plexus. And now, let's see. We don't want that. And then now, how often do you want this to display? And it's defaulted to always, which means it's going to show every time a person views or refreshes the page that it's on. I'm going to select once per visit or session. That means it's only going to show once each time the person comes to my site. And then you can decide whether you want it to be mandatory for them to fill out the form before they have access to your website, or the default is no. People are not required, meaning there'll be a close box where they can actually close that contact form. Now, this would be really instrumental if you owned the HTML code and you had a form, some kind of a form, an opt-in form on your website already. But no, I'm not going to make it mandatory for people to fill out the form. That's strictly up to you. If you want to make it so that they can't access your website until they fill out the form, then you can do that as well. I'm going to leave it to no. You can also customize the height and the width. Now, this is where you edit everything over here, and this tells you like for now, for the speed of the video, I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm not going to change any of the fields, just so you can understand how this works. But you can edit everything that is in this box. Okay, we're just going to leave it like it is. Again, we're going to just leave it like it is. Now, you can put a video background in there if you want. I'm not going to put a video background. I'm just going to leave it to no. And so now, after they complete the form, where do you want them to go? Well, I'm going to send them to okay, and let's see here. Okay, so we'll leave that, and then we'll save the changes. Now, here's where you You can get the code here. If you click here, it'll generate the HTML code. You can also go back and edit if you want, and then you take that code and you embed it into your website. And what we're going to do, so we want this to appear on and so we're going to we want it to be on that website, and because I'm using the domain makenetwealth.com, so I'm going to do Plexus form. This is just for a sample video anyway, so plexusform.makenetwealth.com. All right, and then we're going to create it. Now, whenever anybody goes to plexusform.makenetwealth.com, this is what's going to happen. Now, there is the opt-in form, and this is on my replicated website for Plexus. So let's say that I'm promoting Plexus and I want to build a list of individuals that are interested in health and wellness, and then I want to be able to continue to market to them. Because let's face it, guys, the money's in the list. If someone goes to your website and then they leave your website, chances are they're gone and you will never see them again. But if you capture that prospect's name and email address, or at a minimum their email address, then they will be entered into your contact manager, and that contact manager will begin, that autoresponder will begin to now market to that individual and bring your prospect back to your website. And you can have all kinds of health and wellness stuff. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're in a travel deal, you can do that. You know, give tips and trips on travel and things like that. The object is, and it's a proven fact, that usually people will never buy on the first visit to your website. So by capturing that prospect's information, then you can now continue to market repetitively to that individual and continue to put your product in front of them, therefore increasing your product sales, increasing your chances of your product sales. I think some study was done, and they said I think it takes like a minimum of 7 times of putting a prospect in front of your product before they will buy, unless they're a compulsive buyer. But anyway, so back to what this video is about is, I don't own the Plexus page, but now all I have to do is send traffic to this link that I have created, and they will now begin to get. They can, once they fill out the form, they can go to the website. They can close it too. I could make it mandatory, but for this video I didn't. And then see, they're on our web page. See. There you go. And so now they will continue to get, if they filled out the form, they will continue to get my email marketing on, you know, Better Gut Health and Plexus products. And so that's basically how that works. Folks, this is very, very powerful. Once you grasp how powerful this is, look, it's $30 a month. If you're interested, let me know. I'll hook you up. Thanks for watching the video.